the famous Sheikh Ahmed Muhammad al-Sudani, who also happens to be the teacher of another famous TikTok Sheikh, Zain Khairallah, publicly exposed a shocking fact about the Prophet of Islam, which we have always talked about for years now.
Abu Talib كان الرسول معه وأنه كان يلوط بالرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم وأن الرسول لما نكح زوجة أبو طالب في القبر كان يريد أن ينتقم من أبي طالب وأن الرسول نفسه كان يلوط علي بن أبي طالب.
So the Prophet kept it in the family and they were all having sex with one another and sodomizing one another.
أبو طالب كان الرسول معه وأنه كان يلوط بالرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم.
Emotional damage.
Wow. As you see, the shuyukh cannot hide it anymore and they are now forced to come clean. Because they know that we, the Arabic-speaking Christians, have exposed it already too many times on the internet and we will keep exposing it every day. So the Imams are now forced to admit it in public as well. It's happening, guys. We've always said the downfall of Islam is going to be the internet. But what has been seen cannot be unseen.
أبو طالب كان الرسول معه وأنه كان يلوط بالرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم.
Emotional damage.
Before any gullible Muslims will say, the Sheikh doesn't know what he's talking about, our Sheikh is lying. Maybe our Sheikh is high on camel juice, Allahu Alam. No, Habibi, no. The Sheikh is quoting your Islamic books. And we can find this devastating fact in Tafsir al-Razi for chapter 93 of the Quran, ayah 6. We read that at the age of 8, Muhammad became an orphan. So his uncle Abu Talib took the little boy in his house. So we see now how his uncle Abu Talib one day tells the story to his brother Al-Abbas, what he was doing to the little boy Muhammad. Abu Talib said, when they were going to sleep, the uncle was ordering the boy to take off his clothes and sleep naked in his bed. His uncle was then touching his naked body and smelling it, saying how good the little kid's body smelled. Here are some questions to the Muslims who are listening, and maybe they can answer them in the comments. Why was the uncle commanding Muhammad to take off his clothes and sleep in his bed? And what was the uncle exactly doing to Muhammad, the little boy being totally naked in his uncle's bed? Do you agree that the uncle was sodomizing the Prophet as the Sheikh said? And last but not least, where was Allah to protect the Prophet as a boy?
وأن الرسول لما نكح زوجة أبو طالب في القبر كان يريد أن ينتقم من أبي طالب.
And of course we have the receipts. We find this in كنز العمال في سنن الأقوال والأفعال in volume 13 on page 636. In this Hassan good hadith, hadith number 37608, we read, narrated from Ibn Abbas, when Fatima the mother of Ali died, Rasulullah took off his shirt and put it on her and had sex with her in her grave. When the dirt covered her, some of them, meaning the Sahaba, said, "O Rasulullah, we never saw you doing this to anyone before." As you see, they were very shocked. He said, "I put my shirt on her so she will wear the clothes of paradise, and I, Muhammad, had sex with her in her grave to relieve her from the pressure of the grave. For she was the best of Allah's creation after Abu Talib." So Muhammad had sex with the wife of his own uncle Abu Talib, and as you heard the Shaykh saying, this was out of revenge.
وأن الرسول نفسه كان يلوط علي بن أبي طالب.
And we know what Muhammad and his cousin Ali were doing inside the masjid when they were alone. At this rate, this is getting worse and worse for Rasulullah. Muslims, how is this a prophet and not a proud member of the rainbow community and a cornstar of the 7th century? Now I understand why there are so many cousin marriages in Islam. In Islam, Muslims are told that Allah would protect his beloved Prophet from everyone and everybody. But if Allah truly exists, then why did he fail to protect Muhammad? Muslims will ask for proof. Sure, let us open the authentic sources to show the proof. In the following book called Al-Mustadrak ala Sahihain, volume 3, page 588, we find the following authentic hadith. Hadith number 4416. And all the men in the chain are the same trustworthy men that you can find in the authentic books like Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim. And the hadith is from Ibn Abbas, the cousin of the Prophet. After the from, we can read, فَكَلَّمَتْهُ سَلَمَ فَقَالَتْ يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ ابن عمك وابن عمتك وسهرك فقال لا حاج لي فيهما أما ابن عمي فهتك عرضي وأما ابن عمتي وصهري فهو الذي قال لي بمكة ما قال. Salama spoke to him and said, O Messenger of Allah, your cousin, your aunt's son, and your son-in-law, he said, I have no need of them. As for my cousin, he raped me. And as for my cousin and my son-in-law, he is the one who said to me in Mecca what he said. So the other cousin insulted him in Mecca. So we have two cousins. One raped him and the other insulted him in Mecca. So wait, the Prophet of Islam comes clean and admits that he got raped by his own cousin. And Allah was nowhere to protect him from being ravished by his own family members. Wow, I'm speechless. Where is Allah when you need him? Where was Jibreel to protect him? And we can find the same authentic hadith in another book called Al-Isaba fi Tamyiz al-Sahaba by Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, volume 4 on page 11. And here on this page we find that the cousin who raped Muhammad, his name was Abu Sufyan. Now some Muslims will try to protect their prophet, unlike Allah, who failed to protect the anus of his prophet and lie and say, no, hataka irdi does not mean he raped me, but it means he insulted me. That is tarqiyah, pure deception and a big fat lie. Because the one who insulted him, as we read earlier, was the other cousin Abdullah and not Abu Sufyan. But it was his cousin Abu Sufyan who raped the Prophet of Islam. And to refute their silly objection even more, here is an official dictionary called Al-Ma'ani, where you can find the meaning of hataka ird fatat or imra'a, raping a girl or a woman. I mean, the proof is on the screen. And since Muslims love the Prophet Google so much, if you simply Google hataka ird fatat, you'll get countless of images of girls being you get the idea. And to bury the bankrupt objection of the Dawah girls and boys 10 feet under the ground, here is a video where inside a courtroom an imam is charged with raping an innocent girl, and the same Arabic words are used, hataka ird.
أن المتهم سليمان فايد سليمان محمد والذي يعمل إماما وخطيبا ومحفظا للقرآن الكريم قد اقترف جرما واسما عظيما وحدثا جللا إذ هتك عرض الطفلة جنى عبد الله المحمدي والتي لم تبلغ 12 من عمرها مستغلا سلطته عليها باعتباره محفظا لها لكتاب الله فحفظت هي كتاب الله. هتك عرض الطفلة.
The evidence is clear, my friends. Allah does not exist and Momo was a false, but for sure a raped prophet.